Right up him. Right up him. Welcome back to Broken News. Still to come, why Reform says it's the party to fix everything by employing all the dickheads who broke everything. But first, time to find out what's going on across the pond with the latest edition of State of the States. I'm joined by our US correspondent, Bob State. Bob, a busy time in US politics. Bob.
Yes, it certainly is, Ed, with Americans violently turning on other Americans and a slurry of lies falling from the mouths of the administration.
I don't know if we're going...
Anger continues after the murder of a protester by what are unquestionably now Trump's version of the brown shirts.
Whoa! You're brown. Well, obviously there was a government press conference about that, Bob, and we understand that this man was a domestic terrorist who was armed and dangerous. And
we understand?
Yes, we understand. Broken News understands.
What do you mean, Broken News? What do you mean, we understand?
That's what we say in the news when someone in authority tells us something. We understand.
Right. Well, did you watch the video?
No, I didn't need to. There was a government press conference about the situation. So Broken News understands...
An innocent man was shot dead in the street by a state-sanctioned bunch of armed thugs just 2 weeks after an innocent woman was shot dead by the same thugs. Do you understand that?
Well, certainly Donald Trump is governing in perhaps a slightly more unconventional way to previous...
It's not just about Trump. He's not some aberration, is he? It's the whole administration. The whole apparatus is rotten. It's been coming for ages. Journalists like you need to stop pretending to be horrified or surprised by it all.
As journalists, we must remain impartial, and there are two sides to every story. And this man was...
This man had a name, actually, Ed.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, his name was Alex Pretty. He was a nurse that looked after army veterans.
But he had a gun.
It's America, Ed. They've all got bloody guns.
But as journalists, we must ask why someone would turn up to a peaceful protest carrying a firearm.
God! You're as bad as those Second Amendment dribbling, Dodge Ram driving, backward mouth breathing hicks coming to the defence of gun ownership every time a room full of toddlers is shot up to mince by a machine gun wielding psychopath. But when an unaccountable paramilitary mob is set up by a tyrannical government in order to brutalise US citizens, which, by the way, is the whole sodding reason the stupid bloody amendment was set up in the first place, those people stay silent. They stop wanking on that the only thing that can stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. When the good guy actually turns up with a gun, the bad guys with guns execute him.
Let's talk about how the markets and how the Dow Jones have reacted to...
the markets and how the Dow Jones... No, let's not. Let's talk about the Greenland situation or Venezuela or how the San Moritz slathered septuagenarian swollen scrotum thinks he can just go around claiming other countries for his own.
Yeah, the Greenland situation, that was ages ago. The news cycle has moved on.
It was last week, Ed.
Oh, God, was it? But Venezuela, that was ages ago.
3 weeks ago, Ed.
That was this year?
Yes.
God.
Should we talk about Epstein?
You know what? I'd totally forgotten about Epstein.
Exactly. Tell you what, let's talk about the massive legal firms that this administration has banned from operating because they dared to take cases against Trump in the past.
Really? When was that?
Oh, wake up, Ed! I'm going to have to use the F word.
Oh, no. No, this is a family show. We can't have Effin and Jeff in, Bob.
No, the other F word.
The other F word. Fannies, big fannies.
Fascism. Fascism, Ed.
Well, look, as journalists, it's not really for us to comment on what is...
Yes, it is. Yes, it literally is. Look, I'll do it now. Watch. Cult of personality. Devotion to the nation. Suppression of political opposition. Rejection of liberal democracy. By almost all definitions under this administration, the USA is now a fascist state.
So where does that leave the United Kingdom? The special relationship? George W. Bush and Tony Blair kissing in Iraq.
Where does it leave us?
Yeah.
Well, when our thoroughly disappointing leader is shit scared of one of his own regional mayors, how do you think he's going to stand up to big fat American Hitler? Our choices at this point are probably fall in line or get nuked.
But our friends in the European Union will protect us, won't they?
The ones we ghosted 10 years ago.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, exactly, Ed. Oh, bloody shit.
Thank you, Bob. What a lovely story. That's all from Broken News. You're up to date.